Alright, welcome to yet another kind of series. This will be the Hard Mode Bjorn uh, PAL build DPS test thing. So basically what this is going to be about is me using the same loadout for each type of party, going in and challenging Hard Mode Bjorn and recording how long time it takes to defeat it with different kinds of parties and different kinds of boosters, with some different skill layouts and stuff like that. So in this part I will be using one of the more popular late game pals, Knocklem, and comparing it to the Chickpea, Celestir, and the Shadowbeak videos that I've put out recently. So I'm not including some of the older videos with like Libero and stuff like that, just because I wasn't playing the same kind of style. Like Niafi, I was using shotguns. Libero, I was testing some stuff with that. And I also feel like I've sort of become better at doing this fight, so I didn't want that to factor in too much. Maybe if this series goes on a bit and I feel like I'm starting to get some new tips and tricks for this fight, which makes it faster, I will redo some of the Shadowbeak and Knocklem fights. But for now, like, there will be some randomness involved, like does Bjorn target me with a skill I need to dodge that stops a reload and stuff like that, but it should give a general idea of late game builds and how powerful and viable they are. It will include all the factors, like how much do I need to dodge, how much am I withdraw dodging the PAL, and stuff like that. So just like talking playstyle for this PAL in particular, Knocklem, I'm using Airblade, Rock Burst, and then Flame Funnel. So what I'm trying to do here, that's different from some of the other PALs I've been using, is I try to kite Bjorn as close as possible to the Knocklem. And due to Noxlem's partner skill, resetting if you withdraw it, you don't want to be withdraw dodging, and you don't want to withdraw the PAL and move it closer to the boss, because that just removes that buff, the Steel Guardian mode. So really what I'm trying to do here is just keeping Bjorn as close to Knocklem as possible for Rock Burst and Airblade. So that's why I'm staying so close to the boss. If you watched older videos, you know that I generally like to be far away from the boss, so that the sprint speed alone, like strafing left and right, you can dodge most skills, like that wall splash, or that splash rather there. Some other skills like flame waltz and the ice bullet one. Most of those are dodgeable by just being far away and moving. But here I'm trying to just circle around the boss, keep him still. It's also something that you probably want to do when you're fighting something like Rio, when you're using a party pal. If you're too far away, he will run towards you, and he can even run out of holy bursts and stuff like that. So it's just a different kind of playstyle from what I usually do. Just trying to maximize the Knocklem damage. And as mentioned, you don't want to be withdraw dodging with Knocklem. He does a lot of damage, so Bjorn tends to focus him sometimes, but the defense from Steel Guardian mode, triple defense and triple attack stats, should be enough to keep him tanky. And then both the Knocklems in this video have Vampiric. They should heal up by themselves. So that's also different for the Knocklem build, is 2 Knocklems. And most of my other builds I use 1 PAL. I will be using one Shadowbeak and 4 boosters. In the Knocklem videos I use 2 Knocklems. So that's also something to consider. Maybe I'll do a comparison for that later with just 1 Knocklem, spending 50 seconds fighting normally, and then 50 seconds with withdraw dodging when it doesn't have the Steel Guardian mode available. So you can see I'm getting a little bit low, but I feel like health in this fight particular is like a resource. As long as you have a little bit of health, you can sacrifice a bit of it to keep fighting without like dodging and stopping a reload, without withdrawing the PAL. So there, yeah, I had to dodge because my health was low. If I had shields, I wouldn't have dodged to get the reload done. I'm trying to absolutely maximize my DPS in this series. I'm not playing it safe. I'm just trying to go kind of all in with the combat itself to see the true potential of the DPS. I did have to go back to my old cold resistant plasteel armor, so I'm not using my Hexalite armor. So far I haven't seen the legendary cold resistant Hexalite armor. And why do I want the cold resistant? Well, if you see, you can't see it right now, but in the start of the video, I don't have the multi-climate shirt on. I have 3 attack pendants and the triple jump boots. I'm not sure if you actually need the triple jump boots. I don't find myself triple jumping so much. It's just something that's nice against double blizzard spike, really. Since I've stopped grappling out of glacial impact. Nowadays I roll just before he lands. It seems to work pretty good. So that was this fight. I'll put the times up at the end of the video because I'm also comparing the booster build to the Gobfin build. So in general, Gobfin has been a lot better than using boosters. Well, not a lot, but it has been, with a little bit of a margin, Gobfin has been better. I was thinking that maybe the booster build on Knocklem would be better than, did I say Knocklem or Gobfin? It's Gobfin versus boosters. I got these Dummuds. And here is the Gobfin build instead. So the theory was that since Knocklem triples his attack, that maybe using boosters would be better for it than using Gobfins, since it might scale differently. But it turned out that Gobfins was still a superior booster when using this tactic. So Gobfins will scale with what kind of weapon you have. If you don't have like a legendary multi-guided, probably boosters, like Dumud would be better. But as soon as you reach this kind of power level where you got your 3 attack pendants and a legendary multi-guided, you probably want to switch to Gobfins. There's probably a point somewhere along the way between uncommon, rare and epic where Gobfin becomes better than Dumud. So that will depend a little bit on what kind of gear you have. But since the multi-guided drops both from the level 60 and the level 55 old rig, if you do those on cooldown pretty much, until you get at least like an epic multi-guided, you should be good to go with the Gobfin build, since we now have 2 sources of it. You can see there, Stone Beat does not do a lot of damage to this Knocklem. It's resisted, and he has the Steel Guardian mode. So if you compare that, I think I've had some Liberos get like from 90% health just die to Stone Beat. That's also something that's nice with Noxlem. But I feel like the fight became a little bit slower with Noxlem because you are switching every 50 seconds. But you're still not like withdraw dodging at all. And maybe using Rock Burst was not so good. I could do this fight. I am using Rock Burst, Airblade and Flame Funnel. And trying to keep the boss close. That was like the theory for this kind of build. But it didn't turn out so well. So you can see now the overall times. I will be putting them up here, including now the new pals. I will be adding pals to this list as this series goes on. So Shadowbeak Gobfin seems to be the fastest so far, and that's probably because I'm using 4 Gobfins, and here I'm using 3 Gobfins. But then Knocklem was very close, and again, you have to account for like some random headshots, and maybe I miss something and make a mistake. But it gives you a general idea of the power scaling. So for now, thanks for watching.